Greetings to everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Leslie Montgomery, and you are tuned into LKM Kingdom Living, Leslie's Lessons Learned. And we have the fabulous Dr. Mathis with us today, and we're going to continue the conversation on why do people struggle to be authentic. And we also have the beautiful Wanda L. Floyd with us. And I'm just so grateful that both of them are here. Let's get started.
All right.
So, ladies, I'm so glad that you're here today. Pastor Jackie, thank you so much for being here. And all those that are coming in and going to join us, we appreciate you being here. But I can't start the program without my mirror. And you know, when I look in my mirror and I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that I'm in my right mind. I'm grateful that when I look at myself, I see a beautiful aging woman of God. Yahweh is allowing me to gracefully embrace my gray, my wrinkles. Um, but besides all that, when I go deeper, I'm grateful for how he is changing the inside. When I look in this mirror, yeah, I can see the surface. The surface is the wrinkles, the surface is the gray hair, the surface is all those things that I can possibly say that I don't like about myself. But when I go beyond those things, I'm so glad that he's developing a woman of God, a woman of Yahweh that has chosen to think differently, act differently, and have a changed mindset. Yeah, doesn't mean I don't go through. No. Doesn't mean I don't feel sad sometimes. No. Doesn't mean that there's sometimes that I might feel a little less, what's the word, confident at the moment about something. It doesn't mean that. But what it does mean, when I get through all that, I remember who Yahweh has created me to be. So I want you to get up out the bed, brush yourself off, put your head up. If you're looking in the mirror, get rid of the tears. You've cried enough tears about, and is life worth living? You've cried enough tears about, does anybody like me? Am I loved? You've cried enough tears about, she's better than I am, and I wish I was this way. Come on, get up. That's not where you belong. That's where the enemy will have you to stay. That you would never develop, that you would never come to the next place that Yahweh has in store for you, because as long as you're there, it causes you to be stagnated. It causes you to be hindered because you can't move,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't think. Because when you think negatively, you don't think positively. So I want you to know that today is a good day. I want you to know that this is the best day of your life. I'm not going to say the rest of your life, but the life that has passed. Today is the best day. And if you're living in your past, Yahweh's not there. You're there and he's here. So we want you to get up and brush yourself off and come to the place where he's looking and yearning to meet with you. So, I want you to say this. I do have my saying I like to say every Sunday, but I want you to say, I choose to live, not just to be in a place where I'm existing. I choose to live. We want you to live. The word says, what's it say? I wish above all that you prosper, be in good health, even as your soul prospers. I want you to begin to allow that soulish area to take on the likeness of the Father and walk in the the place of victory. We have the victory. We used to sing that song all the time. We have the victory. So I want you to know that you do have the victory, and you don't have to stay there. Long as you stay there, the longer you're going to just go down. It doesn't bring you up, it leads you down. And it's almost like the enemy is pulling you down, saying, "Come on, baby, come on. You right where I want you to be." So we're going to say the saying that I love for us to say every week. And then we're going to get into, I think I've talked enough, into the topic. And what do we say? Um, a life without me is like a world without color. And for those of you that feel like you can't say it, let me say it for you. A life without you is like a world without color. So we want you to realize that we don't want you just to exist. We want you to live an abundant life. So, ladies, good morning, good morning, good morning. And to those that it might be afternoon, I want to say good afternoon. And to those that it's evening, I want to say good evening. I see many of you on today, and I want to just thank you for taking the opportunity out of your busy schedule to come to hear what we're talking about today. And I want to start with Minister Wanda. Hey, Minister Wanda, Minister Wanda L. Fleur. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. How could you greet the guests today?
Of course. Good morning, good afternoon. It might be evening in some parts of the world. My name is Wanda L. Floyd. I am the owner of Inspirational Cuts and Designs Hair Care Center, and the Brains and Beauty Business Academy, where we teach beauty industry professionals and students how to do business better. I'm a mother, I'm a trainer, I'm an educator, instructor. I do some things in ministry, and on Sunday evenings at 4 p.m., I host a show that's a spinoff from Have a Seat in My Chair Beauty Industry Talks with Wanda. This one is Let's Talk About It with Wanda, where we have discussions about health, relationships, mind, body, and soul and spirit as well. And we have a very special guest this evening, four-ish, 5 o'clock-ish. I'm not telling who it is until you see me post. No, I'm just playing. It's Dr. Mathis. She's coming back this evening to talk with us on Let's Talk About It with Wanda, and we have an amazing topic, so you might want to join us. Prophetess Leslie, back to you.
Thank you so much. I was waiting in suspense. I wanted to see who it was. You should have let me wait. Not that I'm not excited. I'm always excited, but it was just something about it. Ooh, who she having on? But no, yes, Miss Dr. Mathis is such a beautiful woman, a woman full of integrity, full of truth, and she is very busy, very busy. And we're just so grateful that she was able to come on this morning and be with us. But before we get started, can you greet the audience?
Of course, and thank you for those gracious words. Shalom, everyone. I'm excited to be here. As always, I love being here with you all. I am excited for this morning. I love what you said, Leslie, Prophetess Leslie, about God is not there yesterday. I love that. And the reason being is because we forget that He's already into our tomorrows. So I love that. I am an author, published author. I'm a mom. I am an apostle. I am a teacher. I am a writer. I am a supporter, a mentor. I teach mental health. I do domestic violence counseling. I do relationship counseling, individual counseling, family stuff, group stuff. I do this stuff and I love what I do. Been doing it for quite some time. And I think I would be less colorful if I didn't have a chance to do it. And yes, I am very busy, but I love being busy because when I'm able to help one person, that makes me excited. I turn cartwheels, literally. So I'm excited to be here this morning, excited about what God is doing. Yahweh is faithful, and I tell you, I love the mirror. You know, you can shed tears, but I tell you that one thing I am sure about him, the difference between me, between us, and those who are non believers, that Yahweh is always going to work it out. Don't know how, don't care. He works it out. That is the truth. So I'm excited to be here on today.
Thank you.
To
You
you.
know, I have this cup here that my daughter gave me years ago, and I was going through this box. I said, "Let me see what this says," and I wanted to bring it up today because I wanted those that feel like they have no hope or they're not anybody. It says, "Sometimes you forget you're awesome, so this is your reminder." And the reminder today, I want you to know, is that you're awesome, that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you, Ashley. And just tell her how much I appreciate those. And I appreciate it more today than then because now it has a different meaning, more so than it did then. Not saying that it didn't have a meaning before, but now as you grow and you mature, you know, things the meaning of things begin to change. And
Mhm.
I want everyone that's here, whether you're down or not down, to know that you are awesome. And I'm glad that you're here today. Dr. Mathis, as we left off last time, we were talking about people struggling to be authentic. And I just kind of want to pick up there. Of course,
Mhm.
I don't have my notes, what you said. I mean, you said a lot, but when we think about being authentic, and matter of fact, in December, I'm going to do a special on struggling with being authentic. It's going to be an hour, and it's going to be a spinoff from here. So in
Beautiful.
December, I'll be doing that, and it's one of the things that I think um, Minister Wanda in the back was talking about was how we uh, um, something to the effect, because it just slipped my mind, to the effect of us being understanding who we are and understanding that um, even if we don't get it now, somewhere along the line, the conversations will take effect in your life.
Yes.
And that's what we want you to know, that you might not get it now, but you hold on to it. It's a treasure, and it will begin to embrace you and wrap itself around you and cause you to see things and live things differently. So when we think about people struggling, there's a lot of struggles out here now because of the way that society has designed things.
Hmm.
They designed it. They trained the mind not to be authentic. They want the world to be what they want the world to be. So the world, a lot of people, even in the kingdom, don't know who they are authentically. They don't know who they are. And when you deal with people on a daily basis, quite a few people, and you see a lot of that.
Hmm.
What does that look like? You know, on a daily basis, seeing people that really don't know who they are.
It's heartbreaking. I mean, it's literally heartbreaking. I was thinking as you were talking, and especially about us that are in the Christendom. When I first got saved, I looked at every female minister or leader to try to mirror what they were. Let me see what they're wearing, and let me see what type of Bible they have, what type of handkerchief do they have. I grew up Church of God in Christ. Amen.
Mm.
So, to the clothes and the jewelry, that stuff was big stuff. And I'm like,
That's right.
and I remember looking at them and thinking they have it all together, like
Yeah.
everything from the head to the toe, everything was always together. But I had a chance and opportunity but something just didn't seem right. I'm struggling because I'm in church all of my life. And so, but I'm looking for something to show me authenticity. I didn't know that's what it was at the time, but I'm looking to see what this is. And we see this so often in the world. And I'm doing this, but I sat at this table. I was invited to this dinner, and I was excited because everyone at that table was a big name. leader. I will not name them, but they were very well known. And as I'm sitting at the table, it's very, laughing, banter, conversation. But then they started talking about, finances and bills and, things of that nature. And as they began to talk, they put out notebooks. One of them put out a notebook, the other one put out a napkin, and the other one just started talking and rattling off numbers. And they started talking about, well, my daughter needs braces. I need to pay for my 22s or my rims. I need to get this, and I need to pay mortgage. And they started talking about all the things that they added up, what it was going to cost. And I'm listening because I'm trying to see where this conversation is going. And then two of them proceeded to call another pastor in another church and say, hey, the Lord told me I need to come to your church and preach. Now I'm floored because I'm like, this is, and the leader on the other end had no discernment that the Lord really didn't say that. Let's just be clear. Now, I didn't say any names, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, here I am trying to mirror these people, and there is no truth and authenticity. I mean, you literally lied before my face, before the pastor's face, before God's face, and you ought to say, well, it's going to charge you. And then they said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do 70-30. I get 70, you get 30, and then I take the offering. You get 60, I get 40, and I take the offering. I'm like, oh, what robbery. Oh my God. And so as I was thinking about that, that was the beginning of many great lessons for me, is that God was letting me know at that table with those people who were well. When I say they can preach you to the
Oh,
altar.
yeah.
They can
Make the
preach your,
chandeliers come
they
down.
can stand 10 toes down. And I was like, oh my God, I want to just be able. The Lord says that is not it. And I was disappointed. I was hurt and I was frustrated. I was like, God, what in the world? Why would you even? He said, because I wanted you to see that I am the one that you need to look to, not people, because people will fail you. So you have to keep your eyes on the prize, which is God. That cost me a heartache, but it learned me a very great lesson. Now, did I say anything? Absolutely not. I still won't say names. I'm absolutely not.
Yeah.
But it taught me a lesson. I was disappointed, but I learned to have another dimension of discernment, because those pastors that they called, they took on the information as if God Himself had said it. God didn't say anything. Not one of them prayed a prayer. Not one of them asked God, who should I
Yeah.
call? They just picked up the phone and just started talking. I was like, oh, this is a ludicrous. But it was such a great lesson, because that began again to push me into a level and dimension of discernment, but also teach me the importance of authenticity. Was that authentic? Absolutely not. And now, not only are you lying and saying what Yahweh said that He didn't say, but now you are also lying to the people that you are going to come before.
Yeah.
And you're going to present yourself as this great wonder of the world, 10th, 12th, 11th wonder of the world. And you're none of those things. And you're going to preach, and people are not going to understand that you're just up here with a lie. Because the other one said, let me make sure I have my notebook. And they had this book with them and it had all these different sermons. I'm just going to do this one. This has always been a good one. I was like, this, I can't.
It's the truth, though. It's
I do
real.
not use notebooks. I do not use
Does
notes. I
not,
can't stand it. I
does
just
not.
can't.
She does not. She does not. Does
I,
not. Stands flat-footed and preach, teach whatever it is that she's going to do. And you would be amazed, because I've been in the room. You would be amazed by the level of jealousy that will come forth, not from men, but from female
Yeah,
yes.
preachers.
we're gonna stay right there for a minute because I got a
And
story for
so,
that one.
yeah, so let me just say too that I was there, I witnessed it.
Mm-hmm.
And we had one person, yes, I'm going to say it, I will not say any names,
Amen.
but one person act like, why was she even in my Dr. Mathis?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Mathis, oh, you're here. Why are you? Why did you? Oh, I didn't know you were invited. And when she gets to the platform to preach, all she did have was like her iPad to read the passages of scriptures or verses that she was going to read. And when she finished reading, no, she closed the iPad and preached flat-footed and went and sat down. And the person was appalled. She was like, how are you able to do that with no notes?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
the difference, the reason why she's able to do that is because the word is on the inside.
Right.
That's the difference. And so I love her authenticity. I love it. I love it. And I wanted to say this, and then Prophet Leslie go on. You know, when you said that, Mom,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, Dr. Mathis, when, when you said that, I remember asking Yahweh, why do you make thinking that I'm judging people?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you let me see this about these
Yep.
people? You know?
We
And
talked about that. Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, why do I see that? I don't need to see this. I'm judging. And he said, no, I
Mm-hmm.
want you to see it so you won't do it.
Absolutely. Yep.
Prophet Leslie.
So, for those of you that don't know, this is Minister Wanda's godmother. So,
Yes.
if she
That's my
says
baby.
mom, she's not disrespecting her. So, it's
No.
okay. I just want you to know it's okay for you to say that. And I
Yes.
want them to know that
It is okay.
she's her godmom, but she's really a mom.
Yes.
No, and she honors her as such. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't get twisted. Don't get it twisted. If she calls her mom, it is fine.
It is okay. That's my baby.
Ah, so yeah, go ahead, Pastor.
No, you had a story. We want to hear your story. You said you had something that you wanted to share.
Oh, well, because of being in that arena, you do see a lot.
You do.
You do see a lot,
You
and
do.
the stories you're telling are not fake stories. They are
Mm-mm.
real stories. And people that don't get to sit in the green room or at the dinner table, they don't know the things that go on behind the scenes. And behind the scenes, and it's sad, I'm about to tear up just to think about it,
Mm-hmm.
that it's a game, a lot of it. Not every leader, not every organization, or I'm not going to say organization, but I'm going to say there are some authentic leaders out there that will
Absolutely.
not accept it, will not allow you to do that in their presence or in their congregation. They will not allow you to prostitute their people.
Yep.
But there's those that will. And those are the ones you're speaking of. But I want to speak from the aspect of the women. I was a pastor's wife, and as a pastor's wife, and you might have heard me say this before. One of the things that I had an issue with was keeping up with the dress, because
Yeah.
they dressed a certain way, and they was just so prim and proper, and they would always look at me like, "Oh, she's just a cute little girl," you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it affected me for a minute, because the reason why it affected me was because I was trying so hard to keep up with, as you say, the Joneses,
Mm-hmm.
trying to dress the part, trying to act the part. And I almost had a nervous breakdown. And I went before the Father and I fell on my knees, and I was like, and he was like, I never told you to do this. I just need you to be you.
Yeah.
But can I tell you the pressure that the church world puts on you, especially when you carry a title?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to look a certain way and you have to do a certain thing, to fit that part. And that's not what it's about. And I wanted to say that because yes, it's different in the church world behind the scenes with catty women.
Whew. You said it. You said, and you know why? That behind the scenes, you see catty women. And Wanda gave a good example because this woman was really upset that I was even. She says, "Well, your name is not on the bill. It's not on." I said, "It doesn't have to be." Well, you must have just been a shoe in, or maybe they just put you in because someone else didn't show up. I said, "No, I've always been here. I'm going to always be here." And with that, I was done with the conversation, right? Um, but the cattiness comes from lack of authenticity. The cattiness comes from lack of knowing who you are. The cattiness and the issues come from, and you all stay with us because we're not downing anyone, but we're saying these are the things that come up and happen for us as believers that shouldn't be when we really do not know who we are. And we feel like when someone else looks and feel as if they are better, then now we have an issue with them. As Wanda said, it's like the word to share it. And Wanda often teases me and my husband and the other children of mine. They tease me when I say, I got to preach, I got to teach, I have nothing. I'm all up in arms, naturally so. But the word just comes because the word is there. But one of the things that was clearly important to me early on in ministry is that this is comical, but I said, I need to be able to preach like the men. Because if I don't, these people in this particular denomination are going to eat me alive because I know how fierce they can be. And it wasn't acceptable to be a woman in ministry. It's still not a lot now, but
Right.
it really wasn't acceptable then. You could be an exhorter, you could be an encourager, you could be a Sunday school superintendent, maybe. You could be a teacher in a Sunday school for the little children, maybe. But anything else beyond that, you pushing it and we don't like it. So in order for me not to be eaten alive, and mostly by the women, not by the men, I
Yeah.
need to be able to preach. So I took the time to be the book nerd that I've always been. I'm going to study this word. I need to know this word. And so when you do that, that is the authenticity that God has given me. And we have to realize that just because you're not there is no authenticity for you in one particular arena, perhaps that's not your arena. My daughter Wanda can sing, not sing, right? Someone was just asking me a couple of weeks ago, said, we need to get her over here. I said, no, my daughter not coming over here. She's not doing that. She got stuff to do, and it's not going to be this. I'm not going to put my daughter in an arena where she's going to be going through some changes with you people. We're not doing that. But she can sing, she can worship,
Because
right?
it's like being in the den with
Yeah,
lions.
yes, and we're not doing that. We're not just going to do that. If you don't purposely and erroneously put people in a den of thieves and craziness, and it's going to be problematic. And so this person has been asking me that for years now. And I was like, no, she's busy. She got other stuff to do. That is really important. But the authenticity, because the world system that we've invited into the church, that we've invited into our homes, that we've invited into our lives, we vacillate between the two. We go from one to the, which is why Jesus said you can't serve both God and man. You're going to love one and hate the other. And even though we show up to the house of the Lord, even though we show up to different conferences or whatever we do, we tend to put Yahweh at the bottom of the scale, and we tend to love men. I was just looking at a video the other day, and this young woman says that I am a minister of the gospel, but I got a BBL. And I'm like, man, I need to call you, right? I have nothing against BBLs if that's what you want. But what are you telling the other women in the ministry? Because your clothes are on so tight, they're sprayed
Prestige.
on. Yeah, they're sprayed on. The brothers can't do what they need to do, and some of the women, because they're looking at your sprayed on clothes and your body that's going like this. And what you're saying is that, this is what I accept because the world accepts me like this. And so this is what I'm bringing into the church. So now we have a level of authenticity that is not there. Because you
Right.
also told Yahweh, I don't like this that you
Right.
gave me. And so I'm going to do something about it. As
Exactly.
women, we go through the ups and downs of trying to work on our ways. All of us on here,
Oh
truth
yeah.
be told, we're working our way, trying to maintain it. At my age, I'm like, I'm just trying to keep it from going all downhill south. I'm just going to just try to keep it, just maintain a
Look,
balance, right?
wait, I go to the gym and the guy's like, okay, what we working on today? And I'm like, the arms or something, trying. I said, I don't want to be looking, you see all this right here? I
Yeah,
need that
yeah,
to firm up,
yeah,
and
yes,
you're correct. You're
yes,
correct. And it's
yeah,
not that I think that the important thing to understand about that is that you're not doing it. You can't be all um, obsessed with it.
yes.
You're doing it. Make sure you're doing it for health reasons.
Oh,
Hmm.
Make
yeah.
sure you're doing it because you love yourself. Make sure you're not doing it for the world. You're not doing it for the men in the church so that they'll look at you. You
Right.
know, that make sure that the reason why if you're going to the gym, that you're going to the gym to stay healthy. That's the real reason why we're supposed to go to the gym. And the other day we was over in the weights. And I was like, well, I really don't want to be over here. He said, no, you can be right here. But those over there, that's for the dating. That's where they go and meet each other. And that
Hmm.
there was the, prestige pressing, real pressing, the real big weights and things like that. He's like, and that's where you don't want to go. And I thought that it was just so interesting
But
that,
it's true.
yeah,
Oh, it's true.
yeah,
I spent morning, noon, and night at 24-hour fitness. because I was married to a clown who wanted me to always be like this, right?
Oh,
Spent
that's
lots of time in
stress.
it.
That's stress
Oh,
right there.
man, I was stressed out. I gained a few pounds, and that brother literally lost his mind. But exercising is important, right? And we want to maintain our health because it is should be for healthy reasons. And I look good for my age. I'm not going to tell y'all how old I am, but I look darn good for my age. I
Yeah,
promise
you
you.
do. Yes,
That
you do.
is
Yes,
Yahweh,
you do.
right? That is Yahweh, right? But to be healthy is important, right? So,
Right,
but the world system has infiltrated us in every area and every aspect that the authenticity is something that is a word that is an anomaly, right? And but when we look in the scriptures and we look at every biblical character across the board from Genesis to Revelation, you will see that they were authentic. Why do I say that? Because they showed us who they were. Thank you, cousin. They showed us who they were, their highs, their lows, their ups and downs. Like I always talk about Elijah, it just cracks me up every time I see him. Jezebel says, if by this time tomorrow, I'm going to take you out. Then he go running and go tell God. Then he gets to God and God says, why are you here, Elijah? And before he gets there, he says, enough, just let me just die. I'm no better than my father. He's so
right,
dramatic. He just goes on. And I'm like, Elijah, my brother, what is the problem? But he was being authentic. And what Elijah was showing us is that, yes, I am a powerful prophet. I destroyed 850 false prophets for, God. But I still feel the human aspect
the
of who I am.
human side.
Here is my issue that I don't feel the powerful person that you see. I am a leader in the prophetic school. I'm a leader in the prophetic world. I'm a lead prophet. I am up there, but I don't always feel that way. And so the world gives us this authenticity or just being real in an aspect that we should always be up and
Right,
not down.
and that's
And
not
so
true.
we follow social media and we follow these YouTubers, we follow these people who are supposed to be this, that, and the other, but behind the scenes, it's not like that. Behind the scenes, there's a lot of fighting, and then we're shocked and amazed when we find out that one YouTuber killed his woman, or she killed her man, or they hired somebody to do this, or this happened, that happened. That has always been, but you all have been sold a dream. You've been sold a lie, and you've put in money, and you've sponsored and supported it. While they're doing all these things, and what you see in the background is not always it. And so the church has taken that on, just taken it on. And not one time do we go to ask Yahweh, what do you want?
Yeah,
What do you need? And who am I? Oh, no, no, we don't do that. Your
I
thought?
think that we don't take it on, we bring it in. We bring it with us when we come, and we don't change.
Mm-hmm.
We're not taught the reality of what it is to be authentic.
Yes.
I want to use this as an illustration, and this is nothing against anybody. You see these women out here with the behinds
Mm-hmm.
that they put on that don't even look real. You see these you see women going, I'm not going to say these women going to have breast implants.
Mm-hmm.
You see them going to have facelifts because of insecurity, because of not knowing who they are, because of fear that if the way they look changes, that nobody's going to be interested, because of the fact that they feel like to keep up with somebody else, this is how they have to look.
Mm-hmm.
We have all these things that are shown on TV that makes you think, well, I need to be like that, or why don't I look like that? They bring these young ladies on with the beautiful bodies, the long hair, and it makes them look like they got it going on. But nobody knows of the tragedies, of the things that they go through behind the scenes just to get
Exactly.
with the camera.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why? They don't know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like Minister Wanda said, they're starving for attention.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But it comes from somewhere in the past that comes up along the way. And as it's coming up along the way, it increases in the ability to function. So now your mind is so rapidly thinking about how to make things better, how to make myself look better. And because you don't know who you really are.
That's right.
And because you don't know who you really are, you can't appreciate who you keep trying to make yourself become.
Right.
That part right there, right? Let's be clear that we're coming for no one, so don't come for us. We're not coming for anyone. We're making a very clear statement here. I'm making a very clear statement that when we are not sure, when we're insecure, and we don't know who we are, it's difficult to be authentic. And when we take ourselves or allow ourselves to go through these, they don't show you when they go through the BBLs, the sicknesses, the infections, the ups and downs, the highs and lows, the tears, and how much you have to lie on your stomach and sleep on your stomach because you got to make sure that butt part that you got done doesn't get smashed and messed up and all these things. But when we are in the Christendom and we say that we know who we are, you literally have to know who you are. I like what my cousin said here. She says that God showed her that her spirit is more beautiful than her flesh could ever be, because what's on the inside always shows up on the outside. When someone says to me, and I promise you, when someone says to me, "Oh my God, you're so pretty, you're so beautiful," and I'm like, "Thank you, I appreciate that," because I know that that is the spirit of God showing up on the outside from the inside. But when I stand in that mirror, I see my blemishes, I see my dark spots, I see my flaws. And do I like it most of the time? Not at all. And put some makeup on and I'm going about my business. But I'm fearfully and wonderfully made by God. When my husband and I started courting, because that brother calls it courting, when we started courting, I told him, "Listen," I said, "I want you to know that I'm going south for the winter, and I ain't trying to do nothing to stop it." And he said, "Well,
Ah,
as long as you're healthy." I said, "Yeah, I said, "My weight is going to go fluctuate. It's going to go up and down. I'm going to get through it. And sometimes I ain't going to be happy about it. And I'll probably cry about it." I said, "But, all I can do is try to maintain because, it's where I am." And he was okay with that. But the reason why I shared that is because when we as people, and men do it too, they sculpt their body. That was what
yeah,
I was married to. He went and got a whole tummy tuck, and he cried for the 6 weeks he was going through the healing. I was like, this dude is bananas. I got me something on my hands that I didn't sign up for, but that's what happens when you're disobedient to Yahweh. But anyway, he brought me through.
that's a whole nother
That's a
conversation.
whole nother conversation, another book, and everything else, right?
Yes.
So it could be a movie, but
Uh,
when we go through this, we want to be the top dog, so to speak. We want to be the person that everyone admires, everyone wants, everyone's after. But have you noticed that almost all the women, when they are authentic enough to share that, no matter how much they sculpt their bodies, they always got a man that cheats. So what is it? What's the problem? Because you can look beautiful on the outside, but your authenticity is not there. I heard one man share about how much he disdained his woman's body odor. On the outside, she looked good. And I was like, I cannot believe that this man put this out for the public to hear. And he said she doesn't clean her body. And I'm thinking to myself, with them long claws, I can see that you probably can't wipe yourself or clean yourself good, right? The inside has to be clean. The inside has to be purified. And again, when we look at the word of God, instead of looking at people and looking at the world system, when we look at the word of God, look at the scriptures, God always meant for us to be authentic. He always meant for us to know of a surety that we are created in his image and in his likeness. And because of that, that means that what we see on the outside, the fleshly aspect of what we see in the mirror, that we just I've never seen so many people in my life that just are in love with themselves. I've never seen it just floors me. They got that camera up and that they're just so in love with themselves. They don't need another idol. They don't need Buddha, anyone else, anything else. They are the idols. They
But they
themselves are.
really aren't, Mom. I honestly, that person that is, they give the appearance that they are
Yes,
so in love with themselves, right?
yes,
But
yes.
so sad.
So
they're
sad.
trying to convince themselves, because
Right.
Yep.
that person that is always taking pictures and always putting themselves out there and changing
Mm-hmm,
their profile picture every 6 days and
mm-hmm.
all of that, and every time you see them,
Yep.
it's because they really don't like what they see.
And they will tell you that. Mhm.
They don't like what they see. They are in love with themselves. That's what they make us think, that they are so in love with themselves. But get them alone by themselves, and like you said, they're doing everything they can to make themselves look better. And if we're honest, the
Mm-hmm.
reason reason why we're always looking at other women and thinking they look better because the first thing they think is, I bet you she got a man. I bet you they love her. I bet you they love the way she looked. And the majority of the time we are doing what we're doing is because of what the men have said.
Yeah.
They have issues with how we look. They have issues with our body. They have issues with our hair.
Oh,
It
Mm-hmm.
it should be long. And I don't know what this obsession is with everybody having long hair, but not everybody, as a licensed 30-year cosmetologist, not everyone is going to have long hair. And when I wore my hair short, because I cut it off for a reason and then I realized I liked it, you would be you would be amazed by the men that would say, you know, that really looks good on you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I really don't like. I never liked women with their hair short, cut short like that. But that
Mm-hmm.
really looks good on you. Then I
Mm-hmm.
have clients that would come in and say, you just won't grow your hair back, huh? You just want it short. Well, why is my hair, the length of my hair, an issue? Not everyone is going to have,
perception.
not
The money.
everyone is going to have 36, 24, 36 brick house body. Not everyone is going to do
Right.
that, be that, but we have to be able to be strong enough, confident enough to stand in who we are. You might want my hair long, but guess what? My hair might only grow to the shoulders because it's Yahweh's original design. And
Yes.
if I want my hair short, then what is wrong with me having my hair short? Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna give it back to you, Dr. Mathis, that some people have long hair, but it doesn't look good. It's thin.
Yes.
They're trying to hold on to that long hair, and a shortcut would look 100% better on them. But
Yeah.
because my husband said I need long hair, or because my mother said only boys have short hair,
Mm-hmm.
the church said you can't cut your hair, you can't wear your hair red, you can't have blonde hair.
Going
All
here.
of these things that we have been boxed into, not
Yeah.
allowing us to be our authentic, original self. Do you know how I wouldn't wear color? I remember I asked, can I wear red hair? No, you cannot. That was when I was in the Grand Old Church of God in
I
Christ.
was going to say.
COGIC.
No, you
Woo!
cannot. Now I'm a hairstylist. I would do different things to my hair all the time. Now I have embraced my gray. I love my gray because I was like, okay, well that's what's happening. That's my authentic color now, and okay, I'm all right with it. Some women just will not let that gray grow in, and why not? It's natural. Your hair is losing the melanin, so let it grow in, and then you know that it's your authentic color when you keep trying to color it and it won't color. I'm gonna keep it at that. But we need to be okay with being our authentic selves.
That's
Stop
right.
letting people try to tell us what they want us to be. Now, I'm not saying women you shouldn't honor your husbands, because when people come and they want to get their hair cut and their husband said, well, I don't want your hair cut, Wanda's not going to cut it.
True.
I suggest we sit down and have a talk and find out, okay, babe, why can't I cut my hair? These are
Mhm.
the reasons I want to cut my hair. Are you just trying to get me to keep my hair because you just like long hair? Well, I'd like a change. It's thinning out, whatever the reasons are. But don't try to fit into something that somebody else is trying to make you be. I'm
Mhm.
done.
So before we go any further, I just want to say, um, if you're a person, and this is, I'm not the beauty uh, e- uh, educator or the beauty person here, but there's some now. There are some women that just enjoy coloring their hair. There
Yeah.
are some women that love their hair different. I love my hair different colors. When I see a color come up there, I'm like, oh no, I'm going to get that, you know. And it's not that, it's just that we love it. So
Mhm.
I don't want those that are gray headed, that's not ready to change your color yet because you like different colors. Don't, we're not coming for you.
No,
We're
we're
not
not.
coming for
I
you.
didn't mean that at all.
We know.
Right.
We
So,
know.
When I say be authentic, if you meaning, so let's put it in two perspectives.
yes.
If being your authentic self, you love to color your hair different colors, then that's your authentic self.
Right.
Absolutely.
Other part of that is when we get to the point, now hear my heart and hear me as an expert in my field. When you get to the point that you keep trying to color your hair because you're trying to stop the authenticity of what Yahweh is doing, and you continue to try to color it because you want to cover the authenticity, authentic, the authentic color that Yahweh is trying to get.
Authenticity.
That word is hard to get out.
So official today.
Then that's the issue. Because
Yeah.
guess what? And I'm just speaking to you from an expert. After a while, that hair will resist the color and it
Yeah.
will not color. So sometimes Yahweh is trying to push us into the place of beauty that he wants us to have, and we keep trying to cover it up. So there's two different aspects to
Right.
that, and I
Exactly.
definitely wasn't saying that
Thank
at
you.
all.
Yeah. I know you wasn't,
Yeah, but
but
she put that very, very well because it is. We
yes,
try to cover up, but that means that we're trying to cover up a lot of things. I was thinking about
exactly.
Esther, when she had to go before the king and all the women were getting prepared, young ladies, and getting the dresses and the jewelry and the this and the that. And Esther just came with just this one piece of beautiful necklace. And when the king saw her, he just fell in love with her. He just loved everything about her. He didn't even know that she was a Jew. I don't think at that point, if he found out, he would have cared. Even when he found out later, he didn't care. But she came authentically. She came as who she was. She came as herself. And that's all Yahweh is asking for us, is to be who we are. And who we are is him embodied in this flesh, that we are created in his image and likeness. He's made us fearfully. He's made us wonderfully. And we are often looking for other people to show us who we should be and who we are. And almost all of my clients, when I see them, and no matter what aspect of therapy that I'm doing, whether it's individuals, group, couples, or mental health, mental well-being, domestic violence, there's always that level of insecurity about who I am. And it goes back to childhood, or it goes to something that happened with a relationship, or something that happened in the church. And the church is one of the places that can do you the most detrimental damage. Man, you come out of there and you are dizzier than dizzy because you don't know who you are. They told you, hold on, let go, stand up, sit down, wear this, don't wear that, no open toe shoes, no red polish, this, that, and other. And I was always the one to say, well, show me that in the scripture, because I just don't see it in the word. Well, I don't know. We've just always been told, but no, I need you to show me in the scripture. So now I'm running around here and I can't do this and do that. And I remember telling a lady one time, well, if you lose some weight and put a perm in your hair and put some makeup on, maybe your little fat husband won't be looking at me. And I don't want him because he don't have no money. And I did that. I was newly saved, and I was 2 seconds from just knocking her down in the church. You accusing me of your husband. I don't even know his little fat behind. He don't have no money. I could tell he don't have no money. And that was, and for the next 3 Sundays, I didn't go to church because I was so upset. But I was more hurt than anything. And I was hurt because you came for me, you and your little crew, and I don't even know you people. And I ain't been here but a minute. And you come for me for no reason. I can't help it if your husband's looking at me, because at that point I came just as I was. I was a buck 05, and my stuff was tight. It was tight. There was no BBL, but it was tight with a split.
We got to go back to that because I keep thinking about that. But before we do, yeah. Oh Lord, you made me forget what I was gonna say.
Look, y'all don't understand. Look, listen. Mommy, I don't mean no harm. She a little thing, right? She a little thing. But baby, you really don't want to catch her on the wrong day. Now she's still saved, and pray for you, prophesy, all of that. But you don't accuse her of something. It ain't nobody thinking about your man. You gonna get all of that.
All of that.
All of it. But I was thinking in that point, I was like, I would never, ever do another woman like that, because I
Right.
was so hurt, because you don't
But
even know me.
it.
You
She was hurt.
Yes.
She
Yes.
Hurt people hurt people.
Yes, yes, that part,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
part.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she was even more hurt when I let her have it. I was like, "You need to put on some makeup." I mean, I just went in, right, and I was so upset that you came for me. But I was mostly upset, like I said, because you don't know me, you come for me, and I made Yahweh a promise. Then you know we say, "I made a vow to the Lord, I won't take it back." Everyone that I ever met, every woman and every male, but especially women, when I felt that they were being ostracized, I'm pulling them in. I'm embracing them. And I'm teaching them and supporting them how to be their authentic self, how to look to Yahweh, look to his word to know who they are, and not to be so concerned about, because people are going to talk about you. People going
Don't
to have
matter.
something to
It
say.
doesn't
It doesn't
matter.
matter what you look like, doesn't matter what you don't look like, doesn't matter what you teach, what you preach, what you say, what you wear. Somebody is always going to have something to say. But what's
Yeah.
most devastating is it's usually us as women. And I
Oh
hate it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
hate it. I
Mhm.
just hate it. It's just like, when we talk about, when I shared opening up about sitting at the table with all these great preachers, and so much goes on, like you said, Prophet Leslie, behind the scenes, is that oftentimes when I am at different places and I'm teaching, I'm preaching, they say, "Hey, you want to go out to lunch?" But no, I got to go to my room. I'm leaving. I got my purse and I'm out because I don't want to be in an arena or whatever. I don't want you, because and especially if I got to speak later on, I don't want you messing up, muddling in my spirit and just with your stuff. I don't want no parts of that, because you'll get authenticity from me, and it may be a little bit too much for you to handle. You may not like it. So I'm just going to mind my business. But when we think about that, like I said, Esther was very authentic in how she presented herself before the king. And what showed up to him was not just her outer beauty, but it was her inner beauty. That's what we need to recognize. But the inner beauty is not there often. It does not shine, or is not able to shine forth. Why? Because of our lack of relationship with Yahweh. Just the
That's
religion is no
mhm.
relationship. See, that relationship will show the beauty of his holiness and the power of his presence. I tell you, whether you have on makeup or not, you can have on a raggedy t-shirt and some dirty jeans, but the beauty of his holiness will show up, and they will say, "It's something about you. You want to know what it is? I can tell you." And so that when
I
you
am
you know when
fearfully
that
and
is seeing,
wonderfully made.
yes, that authenticity is there. And that's what we're missing. And we still are in that space and place where we're so late in the season, and we are almost at World War III. I have to throw that in. We are at the 11:59th hour, and we're still trying to bring the world into our world. We're trying to mirror it. We're trying to marry it together when we can't put church and state together. We have to be separate. People are looking for something, and people are looking for an answer and looking for a light, so much so now, but they don't see the authenticity of who we say we are in the church. And so
Yes.
they are just struggling. And you can talk to people, and I'm amazed when those of us that have been in church all of our life or most of our life are amazed that someone doesn't know something about the Bible, doesn't know something about the scripture, that they don't even know the 23rd Psalms. How can you be amazed when the church has not been responsible and authentic in showing the world who we are? That's why Paul says we are living epistles before men. I mean, when they see you, what do they see? I mean, what do they see? I don't preach on my job, but my staff respect me and love me as the pastor apostle that I am. They talk trash and they say stuff, but they don't say crazy stuff around me. And if they do and they slip out, I'm sorry, Dr. Matthews, my bad.
It's
That's
got to
because
be a
of
lifestyle.
presence. It has to be a
It
lifestyle.
has to be a lifestyle. And
Absolutely.
I want this two women on here. Thank you, all of you. But Angel Charmaine, she's a visionary over Speak Up Sis. And I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And I want to say thank you to Alicia for being here, taking time to join us, which she is over the 1212 community. And I don't want them to be here and me not acknowledge them. And I want to say thank you to my daughters because they are here. And that means a lot to me. They don't look, a lot of children don't want to hear nothing you got to say. They ain't got time for it and they ain't going to be
That's
here.
right.
So,
Right.
but everybody that's here, I appreciate you being here. Now,
Yes.
I'm going to let you have the last words. We're at the top of the hour, but I do want everybody to know that on December 18th, is it day? No, the 21st at 7 p.m. Hopefully, I'll be free. I'm going to be also doing an hour on um, being authentic. And so you'll hear more about that. You'll see more about that at some point. But I did want to put that out there so that it could get into the minds. These two women here have a lot going on, and they they are authentic in all that they do. And I believe that. I believe that they are beautiful women. They're authentic, and that they bring it. They bring it. You know how they used to say they bring it. The authentic, see, that's within them. When they show up with it. And I appreciate that so much. And I know, Dr. Mathis, we're going to have this conversation cannot end here. I know that I said that this was going to be a, flip over to December, but we definitely gonna have to have you come back because it's just so much behind it. When you were speaking, I was thinking about how my husband would say, "Oh, you can't go nowhere without makeup." I was thinking about why can't you be like so and so's wife? You know,
Mhm,
just all those
mhm.
things that you come up against in life, and on top of it, you not knowing who your authentic self is
Yes. Yes.
and trying to fit into all these images and not being comfortable because that's not who you were created to be.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Chaos and confusion. That's it. Chaos and confusion. Because the first and foremost primary thing is that we're created in his image and likeness. We are his children. We're his daughters, his sons. We are like him. We are spirit beings. The minute that we really come to understand that we are more spirit than we are flesh, the minute that we come to understand, the very moment that we come to understand that we are more spirit than we are flesh, is when we come to walk into our authenticity. Why? Because we understand that this, what we see on the outside, is not who you are. It's just a representation of what you see with the natural eye. But those that can see you because of the presence that's within you, because you're in relationship with Yahweh, is when you really begin to function and operate and think in authenticity. On the flip side of that, naturally, so when you get to the space and place where you don't care what people have to say or think about you, about what you say, what you do, how you look, is not their business. Whether you have gray hair or beautiful hair, whether your hair is long or short, whether you're big or small, tall, short, skinny, whatever. Now you're walking in your authenticity because you understand and know first and foremost is that you're fearfully and wonderfully made by Yahweh Himself. And whether, like I said, I'm going south for the winter and He allows it, He still loves me. This is how He created me. Hey, we're going south for the winter. Let's just maintain, and we good. That part.
Yes, yes, yes,
That part.
yes, yes. So, Minister Wanda, I don't know if you want to say, this is good. This is
Very
good.
good.
If you have something, I know you have something you want to say.
I, I believe the goal is um, as Daphne has said,
Yeah.
honestly, the goal. I think we miss it. We quote it, but we miss it.
Yep.
To be in the world, but not of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that is being in the world authentically, the way He designed us to be, filtering ourselves through His Word, remembering that we were created in His image and in His likeness. And so, therefore, authentically, I shouldn't be measuring myself up to the world, their
Mm-hmm.
standards, their visions, uh, their perceptions, their images. I should look the way Yahweh has designed me to look. Now, can I improve with my health? Can I improve if I need to tighten up? Because the goal is to feel good about you,
Right.
not for anybody, but to feel good about you. And when we look in
Loving you.
loving you, and when you look in the mirror, you can be tell the truth about what you see in the mirror and be happy with that. That
Hmm.
means that Yahweh has given me something and I want to take care of it, cherish it, treasure it. And that way I'm going to take very good care of it. And so that would be what I would say. Be
So,
in this world, but not of it.
so how would you uh, learn how to cherish it?
By reading the
How would you?
by reading the
Gotta have a
you
relationship.
gotta
That,
have a
that
relationship.
relationship is everything. Daphne, we love you too. Thank you. That your relationship with Yahweh should be the most important thing for you. Women, let me just say this, that for those of you that are single and you feel like you want to be married, you want to be in a relationship, I applaud you for that. That is how we are created. But let me tell you that your relationship with Yahweh is what will get you that mate that He has for you. You got to be in relationship with Him. It's not religion, it's relationship, because we have missed that. We've been just so out of order, so to speak, in the Christendom. Doesn't matter what denomination. If we say that we love Yahweh, we're in relationship with Him, then you have to be in relationship with Him. The only way that we are going to make it and be able to be authentic, to be able to come to the place where we are have a mate, we don't want to be single. That relationship has to be the priority. He wants a relationship with us, so much so until He gave us this earthly realm that we live in, that we've so messed up. He gave us His only begotten Son that we just take as just a disregard. He gave us of His Holy Spirit. He gave us His Holy Writ. He's given us so much, and we disregard it because we want what the world system have. And like you said earlier, Satan is certified crazy one, just wants you to slide on down and just lullaby you into sleep with all of his lies and all of his stuff.
Steady digging up the dirt, throwing it
Yes,
on you,
just
digging
throwing
up.
it on you, just digging you down in there, pushing you down, because he understands that if you ever come to the knowledge and realization that you are authentic and that you are created to be authentic, man, baby, he got problems. He got problems, and it's a desecration to his kingdom. He doesn't want you to understand that. You are more powerful than what meets the eye. You have more power and authority than what the enemy would like for you to know. And if he's coming for you, is continuing to come for you, come for your mind, and make you feel some kind of ways. Yes, I'm adding the S to the end of that plurality. Then you have to understand that you are mighty and powerful. He doesn't want you to know that. Be authentic, be you. There's nobody else like you. No one else can be you.
Can't fit your shoes.
They can try it. I think I share that with my daughter often, that the ball is in her court and the court belongs to her, and nobody can be you. They might want to be, but they can't do it like you.
Cannot.
Cannot.
Often imitated, but
But
never
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 duplicated.
duplicated.
Yes. That part right
That's
there.
right. Yeah. So thank you, ladies. This was good.
Thank you for
And
having
that's oh, you got to come back.
me. Yes, ma'am.
We got to look at your calendar and
Yes, I'm gonna
see
look at my calendar. Yes, ma'am.
when you can come back. But that's where I wanted to end it. That if you don't know how to be authentic or who you are, please get with someone that can walk you through it and help you understand who you are, because you are beautifully and wonderfully made.
Mhm.
And don't allow anybody to rob you of that. We've been robbed.
Whew.
We've been robbed
Mhm.
because
Oh,
no one's telling us who we are. We grow up, we learn how to lie. My mama's not here. Uh, when we go out, they say, you better not get them clothes dirty. You better not say this. You better not do that. We're trained from young ones up how not to be authentic.
yes.
Somebody say something to you, you say something, you get slapped in the mouth because it was disrespect. But you was just being authentic. Just so many things out there that has caused us not to be authentic. And I want you to desire more than that. I want you to stop looking at TV, MTV, or whatever shows that come on, and watching these videos with these girls on it and making you feel like because you don't look like that, you're not anything, that you're lacking everything. You're lacking the booty. You're
Mm.
lacking the breast. You're lacking the long hair. You're just who you're supposed to be. Yeah, if you want to add some hair, that's fine. You like, I used to wear weave all the time. I'm not saying anything about that. But
Mm.
what I'm saying is there's so many women out here that feel like if they don't have a weave in their hair, that they're incomplete.
Mm-hmm.
Your hair, the weave, the extra booties, the extra breasts do not make you.
That's
They
right.
might enhance you, but they don't make you.
That's what makeup is for. It says make up.
Makeup.
Make up what is already there.
Yeah.
An enhancement. That's all it should ever be.
Yeah.
Rather it's makeup, rather it's extensions, all it should ever do is enhance what you already have.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
That's another topic.
yeah,
Yep.
be you,
That's
be
another.
you.
Yeah. What Apostle Walker say? Be or not to be? To be or
Be or
not to
not to
be?
be? That is the question
That
and the answer.
is the question.
That is the
Yes,
question.
that's
So
right.
thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate each and every one of you. We appreciate your comments. We
Yes,
appreciate the fact that you stayed on to hear what we had to say. It is so important that you understand that we just want you to be you.
yep,
We want you to thrive in the best part of you. And when I say thrive, I mean live.
yes.
Live your best life. And when you live your best life is when you are in love with who you are,
Mm-hmm.
not who society tells you are, but who you are. So until we meet again, I want to say thank you. Um, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mathis.
Thank you
Thank
for having
you,
me.
Minister L. Wanda L. Floyd,
Prophetess Leslie.
and everyone that has joined us. Listen, if you did not take a moment to hit the like sign, subscribe, or share, please do so. We love to hear from you. Continue the comments coming. And till we meet again, have an amazing day. Be blessed. And know without a shadow of a doubt, can't nobody be you. You're the only one that can fill that shoe. Don't nobody else have your fingerprints. And
Nope.
don't nobody else have the hair strands you have in your head but you.
That's
So
right.
be who you are and love it. When you look in the mirror, I want you to say, I love myself.
Amen.
Do that. Do that every morning. When you look in the mirror, don't look at the negative. Look at the beauty that's within you. That it says the beauty should come on the outside of you. And I'm closing, but I remember this song they used to sing, something on the inside,
Something.
working on the outside.
Amen.
Oh, what a change in my life. And I don't even think I was saved yet. And I was like, why they say something on the inside? It should be on the outside working on it. No, the beauty of you is what comes out of you from the
Absolutely.
inside. So learn to be beautiful, embrace yourself, and be authentic. Until we meet again, have an amazing day.
Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.